back. Today I will be making my Cupid's Heart soap that I have on my website already, but this will be version 2. This will be a frosted soap with embeds. I've pre-made my lye solution, which is cooled to room temperature, and my oils, which is cooled to room temperature. I've got my fragrance oil waiting here. I've got a mixture of Love Potion and coconut fragrance oil. Just gives it kind of a sweet floral. I've also made a Love Heart embed that's going to go in the middle of my white soap. This is just melt and pour, clear melt and pour that I then cut to length. I've also made my own little embeds, which are little hearts that I'm going to put in the side of the frosting. So let's get started. So first things first, I'm going to blend up my oils a little bit more just so they're incorporated. They've been sat for quite a long time. And then I'm going to pour my lye solution in very carefully. As you can see, I'm wearing all my safety equipment because lye is not fun to play with. I've got my gloves on, I've got my apron on, I've got long sleeves, and I've got my goggles on. Anyway, so just going to burp my blender so I get all the air bubbles out. Give it a little blitz just to make sure everything's incorporated. You get heavier oils at the bottom, you get lighter oils at the top, and I want them all mixed in. Ooh. They're doing pretty well anyway. As you can hear, I've got a bubble in there, never mind. And then I slowly pour in my lye solution down my stick blender so it doesn't like splash at me. And then the wonderful part of mixing in your lye. Awesome. So the reason why my oils and lye are not mixing straight away is because they are actually quite cool, which is good because I want it to be at a slow, steady trace to begin with so I can work with it quite nicely. I'm also not too sure how my fragrance oil actually mixes with my cold press because I've not used these both at the same time with such a big amount of soap. I did a much smaller batch last time. But yeah, it seems to be doing okay. I'm going to keep blending a little bit. Light trace, as I've already explained on my previous videos, is when you get a kind of loose custard consistency. The looser the trace or the lighter the trace, the easier it is to work with, but you need to make sure it's actually fully incorporated before you go ahead. Right, okay, so I think that's quite well incorporated. So I'm going to be adding titanium dioxide to my batter to make it as white as possible so that there's a nice contrast with the pink or the red. So here I have my titanium dioxide, and actually you don't need a huge amount. Oops. That's because it's quite potent stuff. I'm going to add a little bit more there. So once my titanium dioxide is in there, I need to blend it up again. Get a nice consistency. There we go. So again, I want to keep it at a light trace. And what I'm going to do now is, that's a perfect white that I was hoping for. I'm going to scrape off my spatula and I'm going to hand blend my fragrance because I don't want it to rice and I don't want it to seize. So there it goes. Let's make sure it's all smooth. Plan is, I'm going to pour half into this mould, then my embed is going to go on top. I don't want my embed to actually sink in, so I am actually going to blend this just a little bit more. I think it might be okay. No, I'm going to blend it a little bit more, and I'm also going to let it sit up just slightly because I don't want my embed to go straight into the bottom of it. Also, using this soap for frosting, And for frosting, I want it to be a fairly thick consistency. Right, now that we've got a good medium consistency, I'm going to just gently pour in my soap batter. I don't want air bubbles, so I'm going to tap it down halfway through as well. There we go. Don't spill the soap. Lovely. Right, so I'm going to tap this down. Sorry for loud noises. So I don't want any air bubbles. I'm going to spray my embed with alcohol so that all this soap sticks to it. Lovely. My kitchen now smells like vodka. And then I'm just going to place it in the middle. So I want to make sure it's straight. And that looks pretty damn good to me. Don't know if you can see that or not. I'm not going to tip it because that will ruin it. So now I'm going to wait up a little bit just to let that kind of set. My soap is getting a little bit thicker, but I'm sure if I blend it a bit more, it'll loosen up. I'm only going to do one more layer on the top, all the way up to the top of the mould, and then I'm going to leave this to thicken up before I pipe it. My piping is going to be dribbles of pink with Made Me White. Right, so my soap is set up slightly since pouring it in and putting the embed in. So now I'm just going to very carefully pour in, excuse me, I'm going to pour in this, but I'm actually going to use my spatula to break the fall because I don't want it to knock the embed down. Oh, it's getting a little bit thicker. That's okay though. All right. Ooh, looks like, oh, what was that ice cream? Viennetta. Tap that down a little bit, and then we're just gonna bounce, 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 it into the creases. Lovely. Bounce, 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 bounce. Let's bounce, 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 and then we're gonna smooth it down. Smooth it all the way to the end, and it doesn't matter if it looks shoddy on top because it's going to be covered in frosting. Alright, so. Oh no, I made a mess. I made a mess! Okay. I'll be back. So, as you can see, we're going to start making our frosting. The frosting is a nice thick consistency. It's just the base oils. I've tidied up my soap mold a little bit because I got it all over the edge. So what I'm going to do is, my plan is to have white frosting in there, but I'm going to dribble a little bit of pink down 4 sides so that you get a kind of almost a candy cane vision. So this is the first time I've done this, so it may go horribly wrong, but I'm hoping it won't. So then all we do is, it's keeping stiff peaks and holding its shape. So I'm just going to spoon it in to my icing. What's my jiggy? I'm not a baker, so I don't actually know what tip this is. I know a lot of soapers have like, this is a 240x956 tip that you can buy at so and so. No idea what it is, so sorry. I'm going to put a nice amount in there because I want at least three tiers to my soap topping. So my experience with frosting in the past has been horrendous. I didn't close off the top and I then squeezed the bag and it went everywhere. Very entertaining, big mess to clean up. So I think I'm going to put that much in so far. That's good. Right, the moment of truth. I've only done this a handful of times and they've looked very pretty. something can always go wrong. All right, so where's my little test? I'm gonna do a little test in here. Ooh, that's quite nice. Okay, so I'm gonna start doing it down the sides. I have got little markers along the side of my mold just so that I know where the soap cut is going to cut, and I can also do my embeds perfectly there. Let's give it a go. Ooh, okay. Not the colour I was hoping for with the with this, but it's different. And I'm going to do slightly bigger ones. And as you can tell, I am not a baker, so my frosting looks ridiculous. But it'll look good in the end, because that's my plan and I have determination. Oh, this is satisfying. Oh, and can I just say, it smells fantastic. It smells like a sweet shop in a meadow yard. It's got that kind of floral, but also really sweet kind of fragrance to it. It's really, really nice. I love it. I think it's the Love Potion's got more of that sweetness, but then the coconut brings it more tropical notes to it. Ooh, getting a bit more of my pink coming through. Yes. Not as much pink as I was hoping, but I'm still happy. So that's layer number 1 done. I'll speed it up a bit. I'm going to do layer number 2 and 3. Have fun. There we go. Well, I'm pretty pleased with that. I've got plenty of soap frosting left over, so I might make something different. But that, my lovelies, is my soap frosting. Be right back for the embeds. So here are my embeds. So all I've done is I've made the heart mould that I have inside the actual soap, and then I've just cut them into thin strips, and then I'm going to just place them, hopefully correctly, but I'm using my markers on either side. So they go like this. I'm going to try and do them all on one side so I don't knock the soap over. Oh, it smells so good in here. Yeah, definitely keeping one of these back for me. I am so desperate not to smudge any of it. Oh, don't they look cute? And that is my Cupid's Heart version 2. So I'm going to give it a really good spritz with alcohol spray so it all sets, and also it's to try and stop any soda ash or glycerin dew on those embeds. So I give it a spritz from all angles, and then I'll make another video and we'll cut this in about 48 hours. Yay! So I'm just coming for a little close-up so you can see just how clear these little hearts are. Aren't they beautiful? Look at that. That I am proud of. Right along. It's so pretty. So this will be ready to go from the 1st of February. Yay!